So this video is a little bit different than any other that I've done. Usually when I make a video, I'm just telling a story about something that happened to me, and it's just really thrown out to the universe, right, to the general public. And this one is too. But it's actually directed at a certain group of people. and those people are parents in a domestic violence relationship. Now, this video is not to attack you or to dog you for that. I think if one thing I can comfortably say is true is that no one wants to be in an abusive relationship, not the abuser or the abusee. It's not fun, it's not healthy, and everyone knows that. And I can't talk about how you got there because I don't know that experience. But I do know the experience of a child growing up in a domestic violence relationship, because that's what I was. And so I wanted to share my story with you, and maybe that might give you some insight of the damage that you're doing. So this video was actually inspired by someone who left a comment on one of my other videos, and it was just this person had mentioned that their father had shot their mother, and it made me think about a lot of things. I want to start this video off by saying that so after I joined the military, right, I lost contact with everyone in my family for I think about 10 years. My sister-in-law found me, she reached out to me, and so I immediately flew to New York, and I surprised my entire family, and we caught up, and that was great. And a year later after that, my eldest sister came to South Carolina to visit me, and she brought tons of photos of the family, of the extended family, and she gave them to me, and in the mix were photos of just old photos of us and or of my family. But there was this one photo, and I posted a picture of me in that photo, but the entire photo was of me, my two brothers, and my sister. Now when I saw this photo, I have to be honest with you, I don't think I vocalized this at the time, but I can't talk about this without getting emotional, but it tore me apart seeing this video. Sorry, I'm flustered, but seeing the photo. The reason being, that photo was of a day that was one of the happiest days of my childhood, one of the best memories that I could have possibly had. I remember it vividly now, but before looking at the photo, I totally forgot about it. And it made me think, I wanted to retrace just all of my memories of my childhood and go back to the earliest. And the earliest memory that I have was of a situation to where my parents were fighting. And I want to say that it was something about my dad cheating on my mom. I can't say for certain, but I want to say that was the cause of this argument that they were having. And my dad just did not want to argue with my mom, and he was trying to avoid her, but she wanted to argue, as you can imagine, right? So at a certain point, she went to shut off the TV, and he took out a gun and he shot the TV, but of course she's right next to it, so it appeared like she shot at her. And of course, I'm screaming, and it's all this commotion and crying and just stuff going on. And I remember at one point my dad going out to the back of the apartment building and saying that he was going to shoot himself, and it was just this whole situation. But what I realized is that every memory that I had of my childhood was negative. That's what comes to my mind. That's what I remember. Because I am aware enough, I know that's not true. I know that we must have had great memories, but I don't remember any of them. And I think it's because our brain, our mind is this super cool thing where it's trying to protect us. And it can find different ways of trying to protect us. And one of the ways, the way that it worked for me was that it was protecting me from being hurt and thinking, this is what love looks like. This is the same dude who used to bring my mom chocolates on Valentine's Day and say how much he loved her and have all these kids with her. This was the same dude. Obviously, that was just one incident, but there were many where, you know, my second earliest memory was of him locking us in the room so he could have hit my mom and we wouldn't see it and cry. So there are too many of those memories to go through each one, but that's my brain was saying, you don't want this, you don't need this, this is not good for you. And so any form of happiness that I would have with my family, I think my brain just blocked it, trying to protect me. I don't want this video to be long because, again, I don't want it to be negative because that's not the purpose. It's just I want there to be an awareness to those of you who may be in a relationship where there is violence and you have kids. I just want to remind you to think about what you're doing to your kids, and that it's not just in that moment where one person is attacking the other. That one moment does damage that lasts for a lifetime, even when it comes to someone like me who's in their 40s who can't look at a photo without crying, you know. So I just wanted to tell my story, to make that point. And so if any of you have been in that situation, please tell me your story. Like, subscribe, but more importantly, just comment and let me know that I'm not alone if you've gone through something similar, okay?